Today we're taking a look at possibly the classiest watch that I have featured here on my channel this year. It's a Zenith triple calendar, boutique edition in green, powered by the El Primero, and it's just a beautiful watch. It comes in at around 38 millimeters and has a sunburst dial. And I'm actually surprised by the price on this watch because it's not incredibly expensive considering the heritage, considering what you're actually getting, and we'll talk about that during the video. Without further ado, let's flip the camera and take a look at a Zenith full calendar boutique edition. I feature a lot of beautiful watches here on my channel, and I feature a lot of complicated watches here on my channel. This has both. This is complicated and beautiful. It is a Zenith Chronomaster Original. This is a boutique edition, so that means it's getting a beautiful green, olive green sunburst dial. You're also getting gold indices and hands, and the moon phase gets a starry night that is in gold, and then that moon is also in gold. It's also, of course, an El Primero movement. You're getting the 3610 inside this watch, so that means you're getting a high frequency chronograph movement with a 1/10 of a second chronograph, and that is why the chronograph hand, which is slightly curved, is flying around that dial. It looks awesome, and I've always said this about Zenith, and I've always said this about the El Primero. It's a little bit of theater for your wrist. It's interesting to look at, and it's a conversation piece because when people see that second hand for the chronograph flying around the dial, they immediately want to see your watch. This is a special watch on top of that because it is the triple calendar. At the 10 o'clock position, you have the day, you have the date between the 4 and 5 o'clock position, and then over at the 2 o'clock position, you have the month. You also get that moon phase at the 6 o'clock position, and this is an El Primero, so it's a chronograph as well. So obviously a pretty complicated watch displaying the day, the date, the month, and the moon phase. That El Primero gets 60 hours of power reserve. It's made out of 366 components, and of course it's a high beat, so it's beating at 5 hertz. So this is a very fast chronograph movement, and it looks awesome. The dial is in that olive green sunburst. You have white, olive, and gold. All of it is very warm. It looks beautiful. So you have those sub-registers, those are in white, and then you have that center portion in that green color, and then everything else is in gold. You have 1/10 of a second track all the way on the outer perimeter of the dial that is in green. The central chronograph hand makes one turn in 10 seconds. That's why it's flying around the dial. You have a 60-minute counter at the 6 o'clock and then a 60-second counter at the 3 o'clock. That's part of the chronograph function. And then, of course, like I said, you do have a complete calendar, day, date, and month. And then, of course, that moon phase that is at the bottom of the dial in that 60-second counter. You have a very vintage looking boxed sapphire crystal. It is 37.7 millimeters, so just about 38 millimeters, 13.8 millimeters thick, which is really good considering you're getting a display case back and of course that boxed sapphire crystal, plus lots of complications because this is a pretty complicated watch. So it is really not all that thick. And then you have just under a 46 millimeter lug to lug. To match that beautiful green dial, this comes on a beautiful green Cav leather strap with a very nice double push button deployant. And then of course you can see that El Primero. It is partially skeletonized. You can see the column wheel. There are blued screws. It looks beautiful. This movement looks fantastic. You have a screening case back and a push-pull crown. You're getting 50 meters of water resistance. You can see on the side of the watch there are 2 pushers. These are sunken pushers. So basically you need a toothpick or something like that. I suggest a toothpick because otherwise you'll scratch your watch to operate the date and the moon phase. So the bottom one is for the date and the top one is for the moon phase. And what a beautiful moon phase this gets. It gets a starry night. Each one of those stars are made out of gold. And then you have a moon that is also made out of gold. Really a lot of details on this dial. Lots going on, but it's kind of simple at the same time. It just looks classy. This is beautiful. Really is beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, today I have a beautiful chronograph from Reuter Watches. My friend Dan Reuter made this watch for me. I love this watch. It's awesome. This is actually number 00. So this was basically before the production of this watch. I have it on a green strap just because, just a really cool watch and a really beautiful chronograph. And there it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. You could see this fits really well and it does not wear thick. You can see it wears pretty close to my wrist. And that's because, I guess, because of the case shape, the case back, it doesn't wear like a 14mm thick watch. It's not really a 14mm thick watch. It's around 13.8 millimeters, but it's almost there. And I think it looks great. I think it looks great on my 7.5-inch wrist. It's a 37.7mm watch, so basically a 38mm watch with around a 46mm lug to lug. This also comes on a bracelet. However, this is the strap version. The bracelet is just slightly more expensive at $13,900. This one comes in at $13,400. I don't know. I would recommend getting it on the strap because I really love the look of the green on green. However, if you have to have a bracelet, definitely get the bracelet, but I would definitely also try and buy this strap on the side because together with that dial, it looks incredible. And there you go, lume, not bad. It would have been awesome if they lumed that chronograph secondhand so you could see it flying around in the dark. That would have been really cool. They didn't do that. I think that's a missed opportunity, but besides that, the fact that it has lume is great because this is really a dress watch because it is a triple calendar, it's a chronograph, it's an El Primero, it only gets 50 meters of water resistance, really not all that bad, but I mean, all in all, the fact that it has lume is great and it's pretty decently applied to the hands and to the indices. Of course, you're not getting it anywhere else, so you can't see that your watch is working in the dark. That's my only complaint, really. Beautiful watch, and when you think about the price on this and how complicated it is, I don't think that's all that bad. What they're charging is not terrible, and you're getting a lot of watch for your money, and it is a beautiful watch. And of course, you're getting the El Primero, which is a historic movement. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this watch? What do you think of the color combination? The green on green with that white and gold on the dial. It just pops. It's really beautiful. And like I said, it just looks classically beautiful. It's a very classic looking watch with a lot of fine details. And I think they did a great job on this. It probably is the best looking version next to the Hodinkee version. They made one with subdials that had that meteorite. That looked really cool. This looks really good as well. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. I'll throw a link to this watch down in the description. If you are interested, definitely check it out. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next video.